Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Dave, and in this Magento Basics tutorial, you're going to be learning how to create and manage categories in your Magento system.
That's right, so in this tutorial, you're going to learn the following. Number one, where you can manage your categories in Magento and how they appear on your website.
You're then going to learn the one mistake that everyone makes when it comes to Magento categories.
Oh, and I've made that one a few times, Dave.
And then also how to add a new category and edit any existing categories that you may already have.
You're also going to see and learn the basic options for category management in Magento. Oh, and also the advanced options too, because we've got a couple of additional plugins or Magento extensions installed in our system.
And finally, we're going to look at how to add a product to a category, both on the product page and from the category pages too.
That's right, because there's two ways which you can do it. So with that said, let's go and do this, and we're going to catch up with you over in our Magento system in a few moments' time, and of course, follow us along in your system. So Dave, we're actually starting from the front end of our Magento website, and typically you'll find categories. And Dave, apologies if I'm covering the basics here, but I think it's the best place for us to start. Which is that number one is that our Magento website is using the Ultimo theme, and we've got a whole series of tutorials, we've got a whole course dedicated to show you how you can create a fully responsive Magento website. But our site is based upon the Ultimo theme, so it may be slightly different to yours, but the features and functionality is pretty much exactly the same as what you've got available to you. So looking at the categories here, you'll see that we've got women's, we've got men's. Oh, Dave, did you see that one came in a drop down in here?
It did, yeah, nice.
We've got fashion, and this is a theme feature to do with the Ultimo theme. So you'll see that we've got this hot and new tags in here, and we've also got recommended bags as well. That is a theme-based feature, and you may not have that within your Magento system. We've also got camping, and you'll see this is a mega menu. And again, this will give you an insight to what is possible with Magento with basically an off-the-shelf theme. And you'll see that the options which are potentially available within your Magento system. And we've also got a category called test. And you'll see, Dave, in here, I created 20 subcategories using MagMe, and that's an importer tool for Magento. And again, a topic for a different tutorial. So that's what it looks like on the front end. Oh, let me just nip into the men's category a moment, because there are different ways in which your categories can work. So you'll see that, Dave, if I hover on the men's category, you can see accessories, t-shirts and tops and so on and so forth. And then when we actually click into a category, you'll see that we've got the men's categorization down the left. We've got shop by on the left hand side, and that now tells me that this category has been set up as an anchor category, and we'll cover that with you in a few moments time. We can also see that we've got a category description here at the top of our category, and ultimately also our category products, the products which have been assigned within either the men's category or one of the subcategories as well. So Dave, let's jump across to our Magento admin area and look at these categories in more detail. So you'll want to go across to your Magento admin panel, and you can add, edit and manage your categories in Magento by going to catalog and then manage categories. Now Dave, what I would say for category management with Magento is that it's really straightforward, and there's only really one thing which you can screw up, and it is such a common mistake to make. And I'll point this out that Dave said there's one mistake, and we've all done it, and I'm sure you'll probably do it, well hopefully won't do it while you're watching this tutorial, which is that, Dave, up here in the left hand corner, can you see it says add root category and add subcategory?
Yes.
Well, they are two very different things. Adding a root category is meant for when you want a new category structure for a separate Magento website, whereas add subcategory is the button which you will want 99.99999% of the time. That's the button you're going to want to click. Also, a mistake which is very easy to make is to make sure that if you want to add a subcategory, say to the men's category on the left hand side, is make sure you actually click on the men's category, then click on add subcategory. And if I just pop in there howdy as the category name in there and press save category in the top right, is that if we'd done that or done that somewhere else, then we would have created the category called Howdy at the bottom of the list. And also, Dave, can you see down here on the left-hand side, if I hit the plus symbol next to a category, we can then use the tree structure down the left-hand side to actually visually see which products or which categories which we've got within our category tree, so we can see what's going on with our categories here on the left.
So Matt, just a quick one. What do those numbers mean that we can see on the right-hand side of the category names there? We got 16 and 21 and 17.
Yeah, and 39, and that means the number of products which have been added to that category. So the jeans category has 16 products in it. The suits and blazers has 16, and then the shoes and boots has 21. Brilliant question there, Dave. Now, Dave, we've also got categories which are in black and in grey. Now, the best way of explaining the difference between these is that if they're in black, then they can be viewed on your Magento website. Whereas if we click into the internal use category, this category is actually disabled. So where it says is active, that's been set to no. So our customers won't see that. But you can use it internally, and you can see what we're using it for here. We're using the category structure to help us manage our products for eBay, Amazon, Play, Rakuten, products which we're working on or maybe have completed as a workflow within our Magento system. So you can use categories not only to help your customers find and locate products on your Magento website, but you can also use them as part of your internal processes. Does that make sense, Dave?
Yeah, totally.
Excellent. So a few moments ago, we created an additional category called Howdy, but let's go back and do this properly this time. And what we're going to do, we're going to click on the men's category on the left-hand side. And Dave, can you think of another category for the men's category, which we can add in here?
Let's go with electronics.
What, in the men's category?
Absolutely.
Right, fair enough. And again, this is your category structure. You can organize your categories however.
I couldn't think of any more clothes.
That's fine. That's fine. So I've got the men's category selected. I'm then going to click on the add subcategory button, not the add root category button. Okay, remember that's for a whole separate Magento website. We've then got some basic details, and we're going to pause here for a few moments just to run over the details. So the first thing to note is that you've got several tabs along the top, and we'll be looking at these in more details in a few moments' time. We also probably got some extra categories which you may not have in your Magento system, such as the menu tab, because that is an Ultimo theme option. You probably also don't have associated blog posts or associated blog categories, and the reason for that is because we've got WordPress integrated with our Magento site, and again, we have courses dedicated to show you how to set up and integrate a WordPress blogging platform within your Magento system as well. So let's have a look at the general information and some more details here. So we've got the name field, so this is going to be the name of the category. So Dave said electronics, so that's what we're going to type in there. Is active. Do we want this category to be active? Yes or no? In our case, we want it to be yes. Now you can also define a URL key, but if you're not sure what you should put there, don't panic. Magento will backfill that for you when you press the save button, and it will put it down to lowercase for you, or you could choose a nice SEO friendly name, or should I say customer friendly name for the URL. You can also upload thumbnail images to your categories, and again, the way which they get displayed will depend solely upon the Magento theme that you're using, and that will differ from one theme to another. You've got your description box. So Dave, why not I just pause here for a moment just to jump back to our Magento website. So we've got a category called men's at the top, and then we've got our category description here, and we've put in sublinks. That's where we could put that information in our description area. We can also upload an image. We can also change the page title itself. So I'm going to call this Men's Electronics. We can also specify meta keywords, which are pretty much dead now. If you're going to spend any extra time filling out any of these extra fields, then you'll want to fill out the meta description and add a custom description there. And again, that's just for search engines such as Google, Yandex, etc., etc. We've also got this last option called Include in Navigation menu. Now, if you set that to no, then it won't appear in the drop-down menu. So if I go back to our Magento site here, Dave, and then hover on Men's, if we set that to no, then it won't appear in our drop-down menu. If we set it to yes, then it will appear in our menu as well. So let's go and save this category now. So in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on Save Category, and we'll now see that it's been added to the bottom of the men's category. However, if we wanted to reorder that, we can drag and drop this category into an order in which makes sense to us or you as your Magento website owner. You can easily rearrange these to however you see fit.
That's well cool. I didn't know it was just drag and drop easy. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can also drag and drop them around and put them in subcategories too.
So you could drag one into another, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can create sub or move a category back up to the parent if you wanted to as well. Really straightforward. So Dave, if we go across to our Magento website and refresh our site and then go to men's, so you'll see now we got electronics in there. It's not at the bottom of the list, it's in the same order as what we had a few moments ago, and that's what we set up within our category structure within Magento. So let's go a little bit further now. Let me go and click into electronics, and we've been through the basic fields, okay, and it's also worth pointing out that your description field can take HTML, and also you can use the WYSIWYG editor if you need to. And again, the way which these items or these category descriptions are displayed will vary greatly depending upon the theme which you're using. Now, obviously, if you're using a custom theme or an off-the-shelf theme like we are with Ultimo, then do nip back to their documentation, because I'm sure they're going to have snippets which you can copy and paste in and then adapt to your own requirements. So let's have a look at some of the extra settings here. So if we go to display settings, now Dave, what I would say about Magento and category management is that it is extremely versatile. Whatever you're thinking of, you can probably do it with Magento categorization. And it's where the display settings really kick in. Again, we're going into some of the more advanced options here. Even if you don't think that you're going to use these for your Magento system, that's okay. Just be aware of them, because you can do some very cool stuff with Magento. We've got display mode. Now, by default, you would want to go into a category and display the products within that category. But what you could do is display a static block within Magento. Now, if you've never used or come across static blocks before, don't panic. We have a Magento basics tutorials on them, and you could add a static block at the top. And also you can use a combination of a static block and products as well. And of course, if you choose a static block option, you can then choose a static block which already exists within your Magento system. Now, the is anchor option is actually a very important option. So Dave, can I just explain this one by showing you by an example?
Yeah, please do.
So we've gone into the men's category, and you'll see that we've got the subcategories shown here as well, and we've got the filter options in here as well. The filter options within Magento, so the layered navigation. Again, we've got a separate tutorial to walk you through the steps of layered navigation. Now, if you were to have is anchor set as no, then your layered navigation will not appear on the left-hand side. You'll just get your categories. So the majority of the time, you'll want is anchor set to yes for your system. Now, there are some advanced sorting options. To be honest, by default, you probably just want to leave that as best value and leave the defaults in here. The same for the default product sorting by, and then you can also put in advanced options in here for the layered navigation price setup. And again, that's going on a level way beyond this tutorial and is covered in other tutorials which we've got either on YouTube or over at Understanding E. If you go to the custom design tab along the top, now the vast majority of the time is that you'll want to set the use parent category settings and set that to yes. And what that means is, Dave, is that this new category electronics is going to inherit the category settings from its parent, which is men's. Okay, so the vast majority of the time, you'll just want to keep this one simple and set that category setting to yes. But what you can do is also override these and apply custom design options, even down to the layout files for this specific category as well. Again, this is going way beyond what we're going to cover with you in this tutorial. There's advanced and then there's advanced on again with Magento, is what you would expect, the flexibility in Magento. But just be aware that you can also select custom design or theme options for each of the category pages. You can also set them for specific date ranges, and you can override the page layout if you need to. Now, the other tab which you'll definitely have in your Magento system is called Category Products. Now, right now, we don't have any products within this category. So Dave, let's go and find some. So I'm going to untick this box and choose any, and then press search, and then we'll get all of our products come back. Now, I know that that one there is a configurable product. I've ticked that on the left-hand side, and if I now press Save Category, what we're going to do is add that product. So our cargo combat style pants, we're going to be adding those into our category on our Magento website. And of course, you can add and remove other categories from your site by using the search filters at the top, searching by SKU, price, and you can also change their position as well. Now, Dave, we do have 3 additional tabs. I'm going to cover them very, very quickly because, again, they are covered in other tutorials which we have on Understanding E, but you may be curious to see what they are. The first one is a menu tab. Now, let me just nip up to fashion. Okay, and this is probably the best example for me to show you. Okay, and this is an add-on tab which comes with the Ultimo theme, which creates the drop-down option. So Dave, can you see here we've got drop-down content proportions?
Yep.
0, 7, and 5. So if we go and look at our fashion category, 0, 7, and 5, that relates to the layout of what we've got for this category, and it is an Ultimo theme specific option.
That's the Magic 12 grid, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and then we've got our related products. There is the Magic 12 grid, Dave, that's the one. You'll also see we've got featured categories, and we're able to add our own custom HTML and even sliders into that section. So you see that right block there for the slider, that's what we've got within the fashion category, the recommended bags up there. So that's where that code is coming from, but it is an Ultimo specific option. We also do have 2 additional tabs, and that's to do with the Fishpig WordPress integration to Magento, and you can also associate blog posts and categories to your Magento categories within your system. And again, that goes on a level much deeper, and we covered that in separate tutorials or as part of the integrating WordPress within your Magento system course. So Dave, we've seen how to create a category. We've seen the one mistake which we can make, or the major one which we can add a root category, and that's what you very, very rarely need. It's typically only ever a subcategory. We've seen how we can add and even edit existing categories. So you've seen me flicking through the left-hand menu. Maybe I want to go and edit the t-shirt and tops category. Maybe I want to rearrange that. I can do that by drag and drop. I can change the information in here. Maybe I need to add a description for the t-shirts and tops. I can do that here, and I can press Save Category. There is 2 other things which we've not covered with you just yet. Number 1, okay, we didn't put this in the list of things which you're going to learn, which is about category IDs. Now, Dave, can you see up here where it says t-shirts and tops, and then we've got ID 565?
Yeah.
If I click into a different category, can you see that ID is now being changed to 709?
I can. Is this what we use sometimes when we're doing the imports?
That's right, that's the category ID. So if you're using Magento Dataflow and you've got that column called category_IDs, that's the ID which it's referring to. Also, you may be using that category ID for a widget within your Magento system. Again, that's the ID which it's after. The other thing which we haven't covered with you is how to add a product to a category back on the products pages. So you can do that by going to Catalog and then Manage Products. We'll go and pick on our configurable products, which we added just a few moments ago. So let's click into there. And then on the left-hand side where it says Categories, click onto Categories. And Dave, there's our category tree, which we had a few moments ago. So can you see that we added it to the electronics category?
Yep.
Maybe we want to add those shorts to, I don't know, for whatever reason, suits and blazers, for example. It's tick easy. You just tick the categories which you would like your product to appear in. And of course, once you've been and made those changes, press save in the top right hand corner. Now, it is also worth noting is that if you then did nip back to the front end of your Magento website and you don't find that product in that category just yet, then there's something which you'll need to do, which is that you'll probably either need to clear out your Magento cache, which you can go to System and Cache Management, and you may also need to re-index your Magento site as well, so that those products are then placed in the right categories or the updated categories which you've been and added. So Dave, in summary, managing categories in Magento is really straightforward. And what we would suggest is create a category structure which makes sense for you and also crucially your customers. There are lots of advanced options. And again, if you're new to Magento, we would suggest just creating a couple of test categories because you can go back and delete them later if you want to. So let me just click on the accessories category. If you wanted to delete that category, click on delete category at the top and you would then remove that. So create a couple of dummy categories, get used to the different options, have a play with them, upload a thumbnail, upload an image, change your title and your keywords in your description and see where those options come out within your Magento website. Does that make sense, Dave?
It does, and I'm just amazed by how much control you get with Magento categories. It's really cool.
It is, and again, I've done my best, and me and Dave are doing our best here to keep this as simple and as straightforward as it should be. And it is within Magento, but there are some super advanced options to go to developer level to give you minute control over categories if you need it in Magento. But to be honest with you, the vast majority of the time, the basic options, what we've been and covered with you during this tutorial, will get you 99% of the way there. So for myself and Dave, we really do hope that this video tutorial has been able to help you in your business. If you'd like to find out more, you can find loads and loads of tutorials, over 300 of them, over at understandingeasy.com. And of course, don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, press the subscribe button and you'll get the latest updates sent straight across to you. So for myself, Matt.
And from me, Dave.
Cheerios.